Hello, my curious souls. Welcome in or welcome back. My name is Amanda. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It is my pleasure and honor to read for you and welcome you into this space to offer you messages of clarity, confirmation, guidance, and or inspiration on your journey ahead. Today, we're going to do something a little bit more fun and hopefully creative and inspiring. We're going to talk about your creative and or spiritual gifts and what those might be. If you are unclear or unfamiliar with them, hopefully this reading will give you some things to explore and consider, maybe experiment with or play with. But the idea here is to have fun with it and to get really curious about it. So if you are ready to pick your soul path, you can choose one of the 3 soul paths that you see here and use the timestamps in the description box to hop straight into your reading. However, for those who would like an official introduction to the soul paths, let me do that right now. For soul path 1, we have the aquamarine stone with the lantern sticker. For soul path 2, we have the red selenite stone with the retro boot and some florals and mushrooms surrounding it. And for soul path 3, we have the serpentine jade with the meditation sticker. So when you are ready, use the timestamps in the description to jump straight into your tarot reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, Soul Path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the aquamarine stone with the lantern sticker. You could be a very adventurous soul, but you could also be very introspective. So you really like diving deep within your soul, within other people's souls, to really discover their inner light or your inner light, what really inspires you. And I have a feeling you're not afraid to move out of your comfort zone in order to do that, and you might even encourage others to do the same. So you could be seen as some kind of sage or someone with a lot of inner wisdom, and you might even find people come to you for advice or guidance when they're moving through darker times, so that you can maybe help them through to get to the other side of that. So that is just kind of the first little message that I'm getting with that. So let's get some oracle cards to possibly get a little bit of insight into your creative and or spiritual gifts for soul path 1. Let's get one more for soul path 1, please. Actually, I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to pull another card from another deck. Okay, so we'll see how these cards and these messages align when another deck, when we pull a card from this other deck here. You could also be quite the adventurer too, somebody who likes being in the outdoors, and I'm seeing somebody guiding people. So adventure tours or nature tours of some kind, guides, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. One card for soul path 1, please, about their creative and or spiritual gifts, please. Strongest energy. Strongest energy. Okay, there we go. So there's the reflection that I was feeling when we talked about helping people look within. So to me, that's also shamanic in a way as well. Bottom of this deck is take charge with authority. So this is very leadership energy, very emperor energy. This is somebody who takes charge and takes control and also is a very good leader. So again, leading people, leading others to their potential or their creative gifts or what they love to do in life. And just at the bottom of this deck, out of curiosity, transmission, perception, and communication. I almost wonder if communication is part of your spiritual path or your creative gift or spiritual gift. You're somebody who is able to take something that is within and bring it into the light, bring it into reality in some form, whether that is through communication, through writing, through some kind of self-expression, whether that is you yourself or someone else. So we have earth magic, fearlessness, and removal of obstacles or removing obstacles. And to me, this is very similar to the opening energy where we talked about you not being afraid of the darker parts and getting into that discomfort zone, which inspires others to do the same, or at least helps you be a guide for that for other people. And you remove obstacles or help people remove obstacles from their life and almost get out of their own way by helping them be fearless, to move forward, to move towards their dreams. I feel like you are a person that can help others make really powerful choices that brings in balance within their life and to help manifest what they truly desire. And with that, it requires some reflection on the other person's part. So I feel like you're able to create this space to be able to help them reflect and see their own light without fear. So it's almost like you act as their mirror and their guardian, which is really cool. So because we are speaking about, maybe we're speaking about being very earthly, or at least helping people ground themselves, we're going to choose a nature-inspired deck for you. And these decks, I think all these tarot decks are going to be a little different. I'm letting Spirit guide the deck choices today. So Spirit, can you please let us know for Soul Path 1, give us more detail on this creative and or spiritual gift for Soul Path 1, and maybe how they can use it. This creative and spiritual gift for Soul Path 1, please. I am also seeing the Hermit card in my mind's eye. One more. So we'll see if the Hermit pops out here. No, but what is really cool is we do have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, but we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, Judgment card and the Star card. Super beautiful energy here. I absolutely am in awe of what you do. The High Priestess in reverse. So I don't think you are aware of this. Or maybe you don't trust this. This could be somebody I'm speaking to that kind of has an idea that this is them, but maybe there's some imposter syndrome happening, or they don't trust their knowledge. So I feel like part of your gift is, again, I feel like this is being repeated. It's helping people move away from energies, from emotions specifically, that are keeping them tied to the past. Emotional investments that people have made that they need to walk away from, but may have fear of doing so. So I feel like you're this helper, you're this guide. And it doesn't have to be in a professional setting. It can just be you being a really good friend to people that need you. And again, with this Judgment energy, it's the Phoenix rising, of rising from the ashes, rising from difficulty, from difficult emotions, from difficult situations, to be able to help lead them to their North Star. And this star energy is very, it sort of reflects back on this because it's the inner light that guides us. And we do have stars, and we do have a bright moon in the sky, and that flame, that fire. It may not be as bright when people are moving through difficulty, but I feel like that is your gift. It is helping people see that light, to amplify that light. And I feel like this is a natural gift. This is something that you may not know. I feel like this is so natural that it feels normal for you, but you don't realize that this is a gift that you can provide people to help them find their North Star and move above the adversity and the challenges without fear. So let's look at how to harness this gift a little more. How can Soul Path 1 harness this gift a little more? One more. All right. Yes. Okay. So we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. This to me feels like a little bit of a blockage, a little bit of reserved energy, like holding myself back, because maybe there's a feeling that once I start applying myself in this direction, especially if you're considering a new career path or you want to explore this on a deeper level, there's a feeling, I think you know instinctively and deep within, that once you start applying this, this might take off more than you expect it to. And there might be a fear of that, a fear of being seen, a fear of being a fraud, that imposter syndrome coming back, a fear of having things work out in a way that is unexpected. And some people can have that fear of success. I'm personally one of them. What happens? I don't know what if I don't know what to do or how to apply myself in those situations where people are seeking me out for something specific and I can't deliver. So again, there's a self-doubt coming through. So I feel part of the guidance is don't block yourself and your success, especially if this is something that you want to start moving towards or leaning into a little bit more, especially when it comes to a career path. And also you have to start applying your own wisdom to your own life so that you can kind of see this unfold and help others in the exact same way. So it's almost like you have to walk that path for yourself of manifestation, of overcoming adversity, of following your North Star, of listening to your inner wisdom, so that you can remove that block for yourself and step into this energy a little more and start applying that to other people's life. I feel like you're a helper, you are a guide. And we have the King of Wands and the Page of Swords. Just as I mentioned just now and at the beginning, there's this leadership energy. And speaking of leadership, we have the Strength at the bottom of the deck. And that is strength, that is courage, that is leadership. And again, we have another number 8, which is manifestation energy. You have 3 8s in your cards here, so I do believe that that is a strong energy. And to embrace the leadership that is within you. This King of Wands is very charismatic, very energetic, goes after what they want in life without doubt, without worry, but trusting their wisdom, trusting their inspirations, trusting their creative drive, and not only being able to do that for themselves, to manifest and create their vision for their own life, but they can help do that with others. And I think stepping into that a little bit more is going to really amplify this energy. Be open to learning new things. So there could be some areas in this arena that you need to learn before you can maybe turn this into a career path or do this professionally. I think that there are some here that want to do this professionally. So it's all about learning to harness that energy, how to apply that energy, how to manifest the vision and to create the vision for yourself. And in a practical way, how does that apply? How does that unfold? What does that look like? What is the offerings, etc.? And, kind of the more practical side of applying this to your career path, your business path. So I think you have this leadership, you have this creativity and inspiration and inner wisdom already there. It's just a matter of practically, how do I apply that? How do I put that out into the world? How do I attract the people that I want to attract? And if this isn't something that you're interested in following as a career path, then I think there's an energy of you doing this for yourself at the very least, to know that you can do this yourself. So how can you almost get out of your own way when it comes to the vision that you have for your life, the vision that you have for your career, and how you can really lead yourself towards your North Star a little bit more? How can you have the confidence and the courage and the creativity and the trust to know that you can lead yourself there? So there's some things to learn here. There could be some obstacles that you need to remove, possible communication obstacles, or just obstacles that are blocking your movement forward. And I feel that's more of a personal blockage than it is an external energy that is preventing you from moving forward. I feel this comes back to self-doubt and maybe some emotions that are kind of holding you back. So definitely consider that as you start applying some newfound information. Now, I'm curious about the outcome, and we're going to pull a card for that, for the outcome for Soul Path 1, please. Once they have applied this, where are they headed? For Soul Path 1, applying their creative gifts, their spiritual gifts. So that's very Judgment card, ascending the mountain, keep going forward. So there's an inspiration, there's a movement forward, but there's also moving above and beyond any obstacles as well. So to not see the mountain and look at the mountain and get overwhelmed, but look at the step in front of you. And just keep moving forward one step at a time. One more. And I almost feel like you will ascend the mountain, and you will embrace enthusiasm on this path ahead. Shout to the heavens with happiness. So I feel like it's going to bring you to a really lovely place, a really happy place, because there's a transformative quality here that's happening, especially when you're dropping things that are hindering your progress moving forward and preventing you from really embracing your spiritual creative gifts here. Yes, it might look like a big mountain to move, but it's not about moving the mountain. It's about walking the path up and over the mountain one step at a time, and not judging yourself for anything along the way, but understand that this is a process, and that overcoming any adversity and any obstacles is part of this, is part of what's going to contribute to the transformation, contribute to your leadership and your strength to amplify those more, and to help you step into your North Star and that direction just a little bit more. Bottom of the deck, this is one that I was seeing when I was shuffling the cards here. This is very similar to the Hermit energy, but again, using the light in the lantern to be able to light the way for yourself of stepping into your power, and you are strong beyond measure. That takes me back to the Strength card here. But also, too, there are people behind this person as well. So you're not only lighting the way for yourself, you're lighting the way for others. And by not moving towards the things that you would like to achieve, you would like to accomplish, or you're curious about, or, removing the obstacles if that's something that you are inclined to do, by suppressing these creative and spiritual gifts, you are not only doing a disservice to yourself, but others as well, because others possibly look to you for that inspiration. You are a very dynamic, magnetic, creative person, and I think you inspire more people than you know. So be encouraged that whatever path you are considering walking, or whatever gifts you are considering embracing, that This feels like a very strong message to go for it and to have trust and faith in your own leadership and abilities to move mountains, or at the very least, ascend them in good time. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 1. I hope you enjoyed the messages that came through today. Let me know what messages resonated with you the most, and or what imagery stood out to you the most. I always love to hear that. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 2. Welcome into your reading. You chose the red selenite with the retro boot and the foliage and mushrooms kind of surrounding it. I feel there's a very relaxed and groovy dynamic. There's a very go with the flow, very organic, but also somebody that really likes to express themselves. That could be through fashion, that could be through gardening even. Somebody that is really grounded, I'm feeling, but not detached from their creativity or their inspirations or insights. Somebody that's really roll with the punches energy. I'm seeing like a herbologist or somebody that works with plants as well, plant medicine. So that could be you, or that could be part of your creative or spiritual gift. We will see for Soul Path 2. What is their creative or spiritual gift? Give us some insights. Okay, loss, lack, fear, and victimization. Let's not worry about that too much. Let's first get out another card here and we'll see what kind of context this might have. There could be part of your spiritual or creative gift could have come from a lot of loss and lack. So you're using that or alchemizing that and using that to your advantage in a sense where you're turning that into something beautiful. And I don't know how. Okay, interesting. So I'm just out of curiosity, bottom of the deck for this one. First, we've got the Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. But I think that has to do with the loss and the lack, illness. You could be a healer. Again, I'm getting a lot of plant medicine here with this. Bottom of the deck for the first one is Soul Radiance Phoenix Rising. So there's this energy of rebirth after some kind of loss. It's like you're able to, there's this transmutation energy that's coming through, this alchemy. And then here is, we've got the Elder on the bottom of the deck, healing through the lineage. So there could be a lot of darkness in your lineage that you have turned into something beneficial, and maybe this is part of your creative or spiritual gift, is using that loss or lack that either you or your ancestors have experienced in the past, and using that for the greater good, using that to help others, to assist others. And again, I'm getting plant medicine here. I don't know how that might apply. I'm getting some kind of healer, someone who brings people up from the ashes. Again, that transformative energy. And there's a wisdom here. You allow people to soar beyond their difficulty is what I'm hearing. Now, if you aren't aware of this or aren't currently applying this, that's okay. And maybe this is something for you to explore, is how you yourself have managed lack and loss in your life, and how you have transmuted that, how you've healed that, how you have turned that into something that is beneficial for you, that is helpful for you. So let's get a little more information. I was gonna knock, but I do want to do a shuffle first. And how you've healed from that. I think there's a healing aspect to that that could either help you or help others. And however these gifts want to be expressed, I'm getting more detail on the gifts now. Now, this gift could be applied just in your personal life, or they could be part of your career or soul path in life. Your soul expression. So we have the Fool in reverse, the King of Pentacles. I do think this is a business, or will be a business for some. Ace of Swords in the upright, and the Six of Wands in reverse. So there's a feeling like you don't see this as a gift. You don't see this, and maybe you don't know how to apply this, especially if it's somebody who is wanting to turn this into a career. Now, I feel like there could be a lot of shame connected to what you've experienced in the past, and you don't want to share that with people, so there could be a block to communication. However, I am seeing the Ace of Swords here, so that might come in time, but I feel part of your creative or spiritual gift is that you're able to see the possibilities and take the risks that you need to take in order to move yourself to clarity and abundance, to see things from a bigger perspective, from a larger perspective, from a higher perspective, and to navigate yourself through the waters, the choppy waters, the muddy waters, to find clarity and to find a direction that feels right for you. But I do feel there's some kind of block here to it, not only with the Six of Wands in reverse and not seeing your story or your ancestors' story as a successful one, or not seeing how this could be helpful to others. And maybe there is a fear of taking a risk. There could be, and we do have the word fear here, because this could be a very sensitive topic for you. This could be a very sensitive topic for other people. So to be able to take that and transmute that to help heal others might be a little bit of a difficult jump at this moment in time. I think that's okay. But I do feel abundance is part of this creative gift. It's turning sorrow into something expansive for people or for yourself. And I think you have a gift for that. But I do feel like that gift is being blocked at the moment. That's not to say that it won't be activated, but I don't think you know this yet, or you've seen hints of it, or you've kind of dipped your toe in it, but there is a little bit possibly imposter syndrome coming through, or maybe some shame coming through, a fear of being seen, a fear of stepping out into the world. Definitely a fear here, and maybe you fear a loss or a lack. There's a lack mentality, but I think that this gift can really push you towards the abundance that you're seeking and the clarity that you're looking to have in your life. Clarity of direction, clarity of mind. Something to do with writing could be helpful, whether that's automatic writing, writing in a journal could be quite releasing or revealing or clearing. So how can you step into this creative gift a little bit more? Let's take a peek at that. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay. So foundations, having the right foundations are going to be quite important for you. And I do almost wonder if by you moving through this and really allowing this gift to shine through, that you're going to help others with the same fears or the same shame that maybe they're carrying around. So I'm getting a lot of helper energy, and you will be the guide to create a safe, secure, comforting space for those moving through something similar, whether that is offering some kind of financial support, stability, foundation. I feel is really going to play a big part in this for you and others if you are wanting to apply that to a career or a business. But there must be a creation of a foundation for self first. And it starts with having a new feeling about this experience, having a new perspective about what you've moved through, what your ancestors or elders moved through, and how to turn this into something that is helpful and healing. So to not have shame or judgment or doubt be a part of this story, but having an open heart about what it could be and how it could help. And we have the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. The Four of Swords is this energy of creating space to heal something, to process something, to mentally move through something that has been challenging or difficult, and to give yourself a bit of a respite or a recovery period before moving into something new. And this could be the reason why the path might not be clear quite yet, or that you don't feel ready to take this path, because you need to have a solid foundation first in order to maybe offer this to others. You have to understand your thoughts and how to create space for self-care or processing or healing for yourself. There's also Four of Cups, which is this energy of creating an emotional foundation to know what things and even what people or what situations to engage with or not, so that you can see the opportunities. There's an optimism that is coming through with the Four of Cups, and that needs to be identified of what kind of emotions am I engaging in, especially those emotional investments that I'm kind of half contributing to, but I'm not really invested in them in the long term. So this is almost feels like a simplification of things, and to move yourself and or others into abundance, to feel abundant, to feel whole, to feel secure and comforted and safe in life. There's a pearl of wisdom to be gained from this irritation that you have experienced in life, or that your elders experienced in life. So it's about seeing the opportunity in this moment, and to be able to open yourself up a little bit to find the glimmer of hope, the glimmer of light, the pearl of wisdom in this, so that you can see things from a different perspective, see things maybe from a more clear perspective. I feel like that's part of the medicine for you at the very least, and to help you step into this creative or spiritual gift is there's a vulnerability that is required. And that could be why the Fool is in reverse, is because there needs to be this open-heartedness, a curiosity to explore, and allow energy to flow, emotional energy specifically, so that you don't hold it back, you don't suppress it, but you invite it in, you welcome it, you ask it questions, and not judge it or shame it for what it is, but to understand it from a deeper point of view, from a different perspective. So I think there's a storyline that might be happening here that, yes, while it's part of who you are and what you've experienced, it does not define you. So I think to not allow this to define you is part of how to lean into this gift a little bit more. To be able to take chances and write a new story. To be able to step into a little more clarity and to see something from a more optimistic point of view. to not see it as shameful or as something that shouldn't be celebrated, especially the healing of whatever this is. I feel like there could be some inner child that needs to be heard at this time. We have the Page of Cups in reverse at the bottom of this deck. So there could be some inner child work that could help open up this heart space and to help you get a little more curious and playful about moving through this. But to me, there's almost a feeling that you haven't been able to really celebrate yourself, to celebrate your creativity and your sensitivity, and to really be able to explore your creative gifts and your spiritual gifts because of whatever situation that you've gone through. But I feel the healing of whatever this is going to help you step into these gifts a little more and maybe connect with a side of yourself that you don't quite see yet. And that could be the expression. That expression comes through and it comes out in a way that is inspiring for others, that is healing for others, and maybe puts you down a path that is even very abundant in terms of business success. But I think you have the ability to turn something very dark and sludgy into something that is very healing and beneficial for the mind, the body, the soul. And you can do this for yourself, which I feel is number one. And if you aspire to do that for others, then I feel that there is possibility for you to do that for others as well, and to be very abundant in that process. But it first comes back to your inner child, your expression and fear of expression, and stepping into a more secure version of who you are so that you can offer that security and comfort for others. So let's take a look at where you are at or going to kind of end up once you step into your creative or spiritual gift. For Soul Path 2, please. Thank you. Joy and delight. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. I laugh because that's exactly this energy here, is that once this vulnerability and this pearl of wisdom is revealed, that you can be a little bit more vulnerable with your life story, with your experiences, without being victimized, without having that fear, because you're going to build up some kind of resilience or foundation to know when that right time is and who is safe enough to be vulnerable with. And this is also very childlike energy, this Fool. It's this curiosity to explore without judgment, without really thinking about all of the what ifs and all of the fears that could potentially be on this path. This is an openness that is, I feel, far greater than what you've experienced until now. So one more. And I love how this little girl in this Joy and Delight card is looking up with great innocence towards this Loss and Lack card. It's just kind of an invitation to turn this loss and lack into some kind of wisdom, into some kind of nugget of gold. Reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. So that just kind of makes me feel like you're going to reach your goal once you start walking this path. And I feel like a lot of childlike energy in this as well. This feels very Disneyland for me. But also transformation and dreams coming true and being really open to that journey. Not too worried about the things that you'll come across and not worrying about the fact that you haven't succeeded and not worried about the mistakes you might make, because those are part of the process. Those are helping you to learn. So to not personalize those and think that they are bad or that you're on the wrong path, but use that as a way to gather information to really inform your path ahead and to create more clarity that you want to see in your life. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 2. I hope the messages are resonating with you today. I'd love to hear what really stuck with you, and even the imagery, what imagery stood out to you the most and why. I always love to hear how you're interpreting some of these cards or messages. And with gratitude, I'm sending you all my love. Stay curious, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Jade, I believe the Serpentine Jade or New Jade, with the meditation sticker. Now, you could be somebody who really relies on meditation for their creative and spiritual gifts. You could also be connected to the spiritual world in that sense, where you are a yoga teacher, or you are some kind of sound healer, or meditation teacher even. Somebody that is really grounded but also connected with the spiritual world as well. And this may be known to you, this may not, I'm not sure, but we'll see how this kind of plays out in the oracle cards and the tarot. I'll pull a couple of cards to start from an oracle deck or two, just to see creative or spiritual gifts for Soul Path 3. Strongest. What is one of their creative or spiritual gifts? Sensuality, feminine wisdom, and passion. With River of Blessings, releasing constraints. So it's almost like this divine feminine energy that you embody, of allowing, of listening, of going with the flow, really allows you to release constraints on anything that you might be moving through in life. There's a feeling of sensuality here, of being really expansive. There's a motherly energy coming through, and someone who really knows how to move through the cycles of life of ebb and flow. Even really good manifester, because there's a patience that's really coming through, of knowing when to jump on the right opportunity at the right time. So there's a real acceptance, I want to say a divine acceptance, but there's just a radical acceptance of it is what it is, and we'll go with the flow until such time that we need to take action. There's also a passion here, so you might roll this feeling or this approach into a passion of yours in life. And I do want to get one more card just to see how this is applicable to your creative or spiritual gift. And if you're not feeling that, then I almost wonder if that's a suggestion to lean into that a little bit more, to unlock a spiritual gift. Release the old and rest. Now, I'm not looking at the season here. I'm looking at the release the old and rest. Crows are actually also very intelligent as well. So there's an intelligence, there's like an emotional intelligence coming through. And you are able to tap into maybe your ancestral wisdom or your inner feminine energy to be able to release the old. And again, with the rest, it's like that allowing energy, that patience energy of we will rest until it's time to take action. And Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. This is also very earthly energy. And I felt that in here, it's like you're grounded in what is, in the here and now, in the present, but you're also aware of maybe your spirituality or your connection to the divine, and having that trust. There's a significant feeling of trust here, and of knowing when to let go, of knowing when things will return. So let's get more information, Soul Path 3, about your spiritual and creative gift, and maybe even how to lean into that a little bit more. For Soul Path 3, creative and spiritual gift. I'm seeing the High Priestess energy. I'm also seeing the Empress. 2 more, please. Details on this spiritual or creative gift. I thought I felt one, but no. So we have the 3 of Wands. And there was a 3 in the sensuality card. So there's this expansiveness energy. And the 3 of Wands is also an energy of, I have an intention. I've created a plan or have a vision for the actions that I want to take. And the 3 is actually putting in the action and being patient in the process of waiting to see that unfold and how it unfolds, waiting for the ships to come in, if you will, and kind of being patient to allow the manifestations to be created based on what you've put into action and having that trust. There's that allowing energy. And the 9 of Cups, this is fulfillment, for your greatest fulfillment, for the things that you want to feel good about, to really apply yourself to. And then we have the Fool energy and the Magician at the bottom of the deck, and the Star underneath that, which is wild. So I feel like your creative and spiritual gift is that you are a wonderful manifester, and you are able to create possibility and opportunity where there is none. You are able to have a vision for what could be created in this blank space. And you know what you want, you know what you desire, and you feel very good about yourself. So this 9 of Cups really ties back into this sensuality and feminine wisdom and this passion for life, this passion for your dreams, and really being connected in with the things that fulfill you and that sensitivity that you have about your life, knowing when to pause, knowing when to take action, really using that as your guiding light. And because of that, you're able to expand on things that don't actually exist yet, because you are willing to take a risk, you're willing to trust, you're willing to explore, and use whatever tools and creativity at your disposal to bring things to life, to bring the cosmic and the spiritual down into the earth, to create something that is tangible. So it's like you have ideas and you're able to bring these ideas to life with great ease. So again, that manifestation energy, that expansive energy, and that creation energy, which requires the divine feminine and the divine masculine to create that expansion. So this is a really cool energy. I also feel like in this process, you are able to release what is not working for you as well. So you're really quick to let go of anything that is holding you back, that is not helping your movement forward or helping your vision come to life. And you're really good at being very discerning, while also very tuned into what's needed and what's not. Really neat, Soul Path 3. So let's see if you don't already know this. How can you lean into this a little bit more? Or maybe you have some hints about it and you're not really sure how to develop this. 2 more. How to develop this. Queen of Pentacles. So I think it's going to be important for you, bottom of the deck energy, to be able to have a space, a physical space where you feel comfortable, secure, and safe. I think safety is going to help this creative energy, this expansive energy to really flourish. Because when you're in an energy or an environment of stress, of pressure, of panic, that is not conducive to letting things flow. That is a lot of tension. That is a lot of resistant energy. You need to be in an environment that allows you to flow, that allows you to really settle in and feel safe to be able to express yourself. And have that sacred space to create. Now, to move into this a little bit more, we have the Moon in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Hierophant in reverse. So it's going to require you to step into the unknown a little bit more than you have. Maybe you aren't afraid of stepping into the darkness, stepping into the unknown, but I feel you have to go a little bit deeper. You might have just scratched the surface. When it comes to that, I feel you have to kind of look at some conditioned beliefs that might come up, especially when you think about expanding on this energy of whatever it is you want to create, whatever it is you want to, whatever dreams you want to have fulfilled. There's a lot of fresh energy. We've got the 0, the 1, and the 3. And we've got the 9. So I think within self, I think you're feeling pretty good about your ability to move into new areas of life. But it's almost like it stops at a certain point and you're not able to get any further. So you might end up starting the process over again. There feels like there needs to be an embracing of possibly some subconscious things that come up in this process of creation. Because we've got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it's like, you know how to express yourself. You know how to create a space that feels good for you. You know how to take care of yourself and create or generate income, if that's applicable. All of your needs are met, I feel, with the Queen of Pentacles. But what you don't see is that there's so much more. And we have the King of Pentacles here. But I feel it requires you to challenge your conditioned beliefs and really trust your intuition a little bit more to follow the path further than you've followed it in the past. And there could be some things that come up with the Moon in reverse. There could be more questions than answers. There could be a real sense of who you are and what you value. And maybe that gets challenged a little bit. And so there could be a fear of releasing some old things. And I'm not really sure what that is, but I have a feeling it lies in the depths and the darkness of that Moon card. And maybe you have gone through a significant period of darkness, a significant period where you were questioning a lot of things. And if that's where you are currently at or have been at, then I feel that was really helpful and informative for your path forward. That is one way to move into things that are going to help us grow personally and spiritually, is we get into those areas of discomfort and not necessarily, the good parts where it's, oh, I'm going to move to this new place and I'm really excited, or I'm going to start a business and that's really exciting. It's about getting into the stickier, the darker parts of self, the shadow parts, the parts that really hinder us from moving forward, the kind of the ego death, if you will, of having the ego protect us, but to a degree where it's preventing us from moving forward or chasing after our dreams. So I think that could be a little bit of a fear there, or it may need to be explored a little bit more. And then this King of Pentacles energy is kind of embracing the more, the value that you can offer yourself to your life, possibly to others, but understand that there is more available, and to step into that. There's a worthiness here, and it's like you've got more than you ever thought you could get or could achieve. So why ask for more? And that's valid. But there could be even more things available to you, more opportunities or new opportunities, people, maybe even helping others or being of service to others as well, especially as you accumulate wealth, or maybe creating spaces that could possibly help others feel safe, secure, comfortable enough to explore their dreams and their manifestations. But it's going to require a different approach from you. I think you have to lean into the idea that you can't go by the book on this. You can't learn something from a workshop or a course, which is good, but in terms of application and the process, it's going to be all you. And that can be a really scary thing, which could be why the moon is in reverse, because you are forging your own path to success, to abundance, whatever abundance looks like to you. And that can be a little bit scary. It can feel like there's no safety net, and that could be true. If you need that safety net, then how can you do this journey with a little bit of that safety net in place? But again, I'm getting 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I feel like this requires a little bit of commitment in the long term. So I feel at some point you will have to fully commit yourself to whatever this new journey might be, and let go of some of the old stuff that is asking to be let go of. So it's all about trusting the process, trusting self, of taking your time, and maybe having a practical plan in place, because the Pentacles is very planner energy, very rooted in what needs to be done in this moment, and having a little bit of a safety net so that you can feel comfortable and secure to take that leap and create the things that you need to create, step into that discomfort zone without having to worry about where your next paycheck's coming from, but you have a little bit of that, financial buffer to be able to explore that a little bit without too much worry and see where that takes you. And again, I think that the approach is going to be a little different than what you expect. So you have to be willing to do things a little differently than your peers or what the books tell you to do. So to be open to that as well. And again, that could be this moon challenging you to look at the conditioned beliefs or what people say you should be doing, and really listening to your intuition. What is your intuition saying? And then coming up with a practical plan to move forward, to move ahead, so that you can do it in a way that feels good to you and that gives you that solid, secure foundation to launch from. But I feel it's going to require a little bit of questioning and curiosity first before you start taking steps. But you're really good at it. I feel like once you start moving in this direction, that it's almost going to feel very natural for you to start manifesting and creating the things that you want for your life. So let's see where you might end up on the other end of this. What to expect once you start applying your gifts. Rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. So there's an opening of a doorway here, and there's new pathways, there's new landscapes to explore. And again, it's like there needs to be a little bit of a risk of stepping out of whatever this comfort zone is, to not just look at the things that you want for your life, but how do you start taking action towards that? I feel like you're really good at it, so I don't feel like you need to worry about it, but stepping out onto this pathway and taking that action and trusting yourself, trusting your wisdom, trusting that your passions will lead you to somewhere that is going to be really fulfilling. And to know that you can overcome the obstacles along the way so that you don't have to have everything figured out right away. Solitude in silence, peace prevails. So that comes back to that meditation energy of really stepping into your own inner world to be able to hear what needs to be let go of, what my dreams look like, how practically can I start taking steps towards that and create a space where I feel comfortable and secure enough to explore that, whether that be spiritually or financially, and to kind of move through some of these darker moments without fear. So everything is smooth sailing in the flow. And this kind of goes back to our message at the beginning, where it's this divine feminine energy of just allowing, of going with the flow. And that doesn't mean being passive, but again, knowing when to take that action and knowing when to take your hands off the wheel. And this person in the sleigh has their hands off the wheel. They're just trusting the movement forward and just going with the flow for the time being. So I really feel like that's part of the journey when you start stepping into your gifts or are already aware that you're really good at that. So continue to take that approach. And this is what I have for you, Soul Path 3. I hope that resonated with you today. Let me know what messages did resonate for you and why, and even the imagery, what stood out to you the most and why. I always love to hear that. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love. Stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading.